Hello, Namaste to everyone. Welcome in this online class organized by South Point English Boarding School. Me, Khushi Lal Sir, on the subject of Social Studies, Class 9, on the topics of Unit-2, Chapter-1, Concept of Development. Okay, so as we interest about the topics, concept of development, we come to know that development is one of the positive changes in somebody or something, whatever the changes due to the economic, social and the surrounding seems to be the characteristics of development. We can tell that not only the development of the economic could help in the development of society and nation. It is said that social, cultural activities too helps in the development activities. The financial development is not entirely the way of the development. There seems to be the improvement in the lifestyles of the human beings to the way of the development of society and the development of nation. If we interest towards the categories of the development, actually the country can be divided into two ways. One seems to be developed country, DEVELOPED, developed country, and third seems to be developing country. The country where there seems to be highly way of surviving. It reveals that the country where there is high life expectancy, high income and the good health treatments seems to be comes under the examples of developed country, whereas the country which have the low income, low per capita incomes, letters low expectancy, and the country which is facing various of the problems their existence comes under the developing country. For example, we can say Afghanistan, Nepal, this comes under the examples of developing country, whereas UK, United States, letters, Canada, these comes under the example of developed country. We come to know that the life expectancy of developed country seems to be totally high comparing to developing country, whereas per capita incomes too seems to be high rather than developing country, whereas developing countries people's per capita income is low as well as the life expectancies too is low. It reveals that not only the financial status helps in the development, but to social, cultural, and way of adopting various of the basic needs to helps in the development. Okay, as we interest toward the PCI, the full form of PCI is per capita income. Per capita income, whereas firstly, we interest towards GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. Gross domestic product is depend upon the agriculture, trade and service. It reveals that maximum countries of the world adopt the occupations and the methods of agriculture, trade and service. We too come to know about Nepal that maximum citizens are involved in agriculture, some peoples are involved in trade, and majority of the peoples too are involved in service. By these ones, as a whole of these occupations, we can come to know that gross domestic product means gross domestic product means whatever the income is adopted through various of the occupations in their own country seems to be the gross domestic product, whereas later seems to be gross national product. Gross national product. So gross national product means whatever the income of nations seems to be, like here GDP. GDP means whatever the Nepalese citizens has gained, the capital working in their own country, means GDP plus the income earned by people residing in foreigners. These as all is have a joint means gross domestic product plus income earned by peoples residing in foreign lands minus foreign people residing in on country or on land. If said that gross domestic product plus remittance, whatever Nepalese people on in foreign country minus the foreign people who adopt various of the occupations in our country and later exports the remittance in their own country, imports the remittance in their own country, is mentioned. So by this ones we can say what is the gross national product, means here GDP plus import minus export. Next ones PCI. So per capita income, if we have been able to find out the gross national product, whatever the exact income, whatever the capital is of particular country, then of course we can divide that the gross national product by the total populations. Like here we can say gross national product by total population of particular country, or always the capital seems to be high and population seems to be low. We come to know that as Nepal, suppose as Nepal have the gross national product approximately 30 crore, whereas the total populations of Nepal seems to be 2,64,94,504. Then of course 30 crore seems to be high, and the total populations of Nepal according to the census 2068 seems to be low. And whatever the sum comes will be written here. It means that what per people the income lies, comes under the PCI. By these ones we can find out the per capita income of each of the countries of the world. So my dear students, I hope you have been clear with the concept of development. Later, how the development is depends upon the economic, social, cultural. It reveals that the existences or the way of people's spending their lives depends upon the various of the basic necessities which helps the level of the develops, and the level of the develops can be gained through the GDP, GNP, PCI. If you keep the formula in your minds, and if you find out the categories of the development, of course you can solve the questions easily. Now I am going to stop it here. Thank you.